Folks, this is exactly what the Warriors need. Positive, great news going into training camp. Steve Kerr, Mike Dunleavy Jr. held their training camp press conference today. We're going to share the biggest quotes live to you right now. I have the videos on X, Twitter. You're going to hear them directly, what they say. We're going to analyze and break it down. We also have roster notes on JK, Wiggins, Kuminga, Moody. We're going to break it down for you right here on Warriors Digest. You don't want to miss anything. Please like and subscribe. This is the 4th episode in 36 hours. We're back on the grind just like last season. Daily episodes. News is back. Training camp is 4.5 days away. Let's go. And Randy Silver, Warriors Digest, we have it all for you. Like, subscribe, share. So before we get to the Steve Kerr, Mike Dunleavy Jr. press conferences showing the videos, we got 3 major points for you that talk about roster construction. And you're going to like what you're going to hear. Let's show you right now. Daeqwon Plowden cleared waivers today, unclaimed, opening up the possibility for the Warriors to re-sign him to an Exhibit 10 deal to compete for a roster spot in training camp. Yes. I saw all the comments in the YouTube chat. I saw everything. Why did we get Post? Why did Post come for Plowden? Should have been Beekman or Spencer. Well, nobody picked up Plowden. He did not get picked up by the 29 other 29 NBA teams. Meaning, Exhibit 10, he can come in as a G League player. Probably where he would have ended up, continue to build himself, and then he can try to compete for a main spot. Maybe he ends up taking a 2-way contract. Who knows? But the odds are he'll come back in for the Santa Cruz Warriors. That's big. That's point 1. Anthony Slater. Warriors are at full health entering next week's training camp, per Mike Dunleavy. No injuries, nobody out for any reason. Let's go. Competition. And Kendra Andrews. Mike Dunleavy Jr. said there's been positive conversations with JK and Moody about getting their rookie contract extensions. Again, both are restricted free agents. If they're not signed by October 21st, when training camp is over, regular season starts, you cannot sign them during the season. They'll be restricted free agents next offseason, and we'll have 3 days, 72 hours to match an offer if they get it. Moody, reports are 15, 20 million, maybe that range. Kuminga wants that Supermax reportedly, 5 years, $225-ish million. I think Moody gets that range. I think Kuminga comes in probably 5 years, 150 million, something like that, and they're going to get signed. But the Warriors are in no position to rush to do it because they're restricted free agents. Let them play out the year, see how everything goes, and then you can sign them next offseason, and you don't have to worry about someone taking them on the open market. So those are some programming notes. Now let's get to the actual quotes. Steve Kerr, Mike Dunleavy Jr., we're going to hear them right now. So we're talking about Steve Kerr here. What did he say about Wiggins? Again, I love what he said. Here we go. Steve Kerr today.
I've only seen him the last couple of days since he got back in town. But, number one, he looks physically really fit. I think he also looks... just speaking with him, he sounds very motivated. He's very much at peace. I think he's in a place where he knows the last couple of years have been tough for a lot of reasons, and I think he's primed to get back to where he was a couple of years ago. He's at the age where he's right in his physical prime, and we've seen him do it. He helped us win a championship. So I'm expecting a big year from Wiggs. And I think there's also a void that is left by Clay's absence that we need to fill. That's a lot of points to score. But it also means we have to rethink how we're doing things. And Wiggs will be featured for sure. He's a guy who's proven he's a 20-point-a-night guy. And we're going to be relying on him heavily.
I love what Steve Kerr said there. A couple key points. He's a 20-point-a-game proven scorer in the NBA. We're going to be relying on him a lot, and we have to use him to make up for Clay. If I look at the starting lineup, who I think Wiggins is coming off the bench at forward. that may have made it sound like potentially he's starting at the small forward. Is he? Maybe he's in there over Kuminga. You push Draymond to the center, Kuminga to the power forward. That would be your depth lineup, your small lineup. Maybe you push him up to shooting guard. Probably not. But it sounds like they have big plans for Wiggins. And again, we have to say here, his father passed away in the past couple weeks. Mitchell Wiggins, rest in peace. And he was gone from the team a lot the past couple years. As Steve Kerr said, some tough things going on in his life. Seems rejuvenated, fit, ready to go. If we can have a Wiggins who's playing around that all-star level next to next to Steph Curry, that is really big for this team. So I love what he said here. He sounds ready to go. Hopefully he can play 60, 70 games this season, get back to 20 points a game, 6 to 8 rebounds, 3 to 4 assists, get 30-plus minutes a game. That means we're cooking for the Warriors. Now, what Wiggins also brings to this team is defense. Well, I mentioned again, he is a solid defensive player, getting him a video lined up. Who do we bring in this offseason? Melton, Waters, who's more of a shooter. Melton, good shooter, defender. Anderson can guard multiple positions. Hield, not known for defense. When the Warriors were at their peak, that mid-2010s, they were a top 3 defense in the NBA every year. Yes, they could shoot with KD, Steph, Curry, all in their primes, but they were a top 3 defense. That helped them win multiple championships. Mike Dunleavy Jr. said that was the focus this year. We have to get back to being a top defense in the NBA.
Yeah, I think the biggest areas that we need to improve, we got to get back to defending at a high level. We got to be in the top 5, 6, 7 in the league in defense at least. That's really been the recipe here all along. You talk about the championship years, certainly back to 22, I think we were second in the league in defense. We got up to a good start. We defended. So I think we look at this roster and go down the list. Everybody, I think, can guard their position. I think guys can guard multiple positions. I don't see a lot of holes defensively in one-on-one individual matchups, which is a good place to start. And then from there, I think, Steve will probably touch on it more too, but we got to be better in transition, both ways. But really, offensively, we want to improve our offense. But one of the ways to do that is just to get out, run more. But when we do, we've got to be efficient in finishing and scoring, getting fouled, whatever it is. We've been pretty poor the last couple of years at not only the volume we've gotten out and ran, but also how effective we've done it. So those are the 2 areas I think we'd like to hone in on. And I know Steve.
What he said important, can guard multiple positions. Steph really guards point guards. Brandin really point guards. Kuminga can probably go 2 through 4. Draymond can guard, honestly, he can guard anybody. Usually you keep him power forward or center. Trayce Jackson-Davis, center. Maybe does a little bit at power forward. Wiggins, multiple positions. Kyle Anderson, multiple positions. Hield, not really, probably a shooting guard. Waters, I don't know much about, to be honest. You got GP2, can guard multiple positions. So the Warriors are in a good position defensively. Moody can guard multiple positions. Can't forget him. Looney can guard multiple positions, especially on the pick and roll. We got to get better at defense, and that's what is being said right there. Very astute observation. I also like what he said on the transition. How many times do the Warriors have turnovers and we just give up easy points of it? 15 turnovers a game is our average. It's way too high. But it felt like we weren't really getting a lot of turnovers as well. Easy points, play good defense, leads to turnovers, easy buckets, opens up the floor. When you don't have Clay anymore, that's going to help these younger players, these established veterans who've come in, get a flow into this offense. Now, what about this team? Does Mike Dunleavy Jr. think this team is championship caliber? Are we ready for a championship run? Let's hear his thoughts.
The level of discipline that you have to have, and not gonna. There's no point in going all in to be, slightly above average. We're gonna go all in. You got to feel like you're all in. So that's how we'll kind of judge and evaluate things, and we'll see what's there. So I guess that's the. We're probably as impatient as a franchise as you can be right now, given our time horizon and all that. But there's a fine line between impatience and undiscipline. And I think feel good about the discipline that we held this summer and the roster we built and the growth from within that we're going to have. And so we're in a good spot heading this year, and I know everybody's always looking for big headline breaking news and all that, but
discipline, key word there. Paul George, no. Kawhi Leonard, no. Zach LaVine, no. Ingram, no. Discipline, trusting Kuminga, Moody, and Trayce Jackson-Davis, Brandin Podziemski, and the players they brought in. Wiggins get back to his level. Steph Curry, always around the MVP level. Discipline to know that we're building something and we don't need to do out of character or do something out of a risk. But he said, we have impatience. You just signed Steph Curry to a massive contract extension, $61.5 million a year, around there. He's locked up for 3 more years. Probably going to be the end of his career, you think? Him, Draymond, Kerr all lined up to end 27. Probably you think that's it. So it's got to be now or never. And again, we talked about this again and again on this channel. If it's not going well or they see the opportunity to make a run, the big splash can happen at the trade deadline. So that's going to be big. Warriors Digest will keep it all here for you. And then lastly, going into training camp, we've talked about this before. What's going to happen with the starting 5? Steve Kerr's own words for you.
Great question. I'm leaving that kind of up in the air. I feel pretty confident I might start Steph, probably, if he earns it. What I love about this camp is that we do have spots available. We got a lot of guys who have started a lot of games. Last year, Wiggs, JK, Draymond, Trayce, some combination of those. BP started some games. So, DeAnthony, Kyle, these guys have all, Buddy's been a starter most of his career. So it's the easiest thing for me to do is just to tell the guys we've got starting spots available. That doesn't mean I'm going to say how many to you or to them. I think you just put it out there, compete, go play your best, and may the best man win.
I love that. Go win starting spots. Who is starting? We know this for a fact. Steph Curry. At your center, Trayce Jackson-Davis or Looney? Based off of last year, Trayce Jackson-Davis started the end of the season. You think it's going to be him. Power forward, Draymond. So really what I see, the shooting guard and the wing are really your 2 positions, your number 2 and number 3. Podziemski, Kuminga, Moody, Hield, Wiggins. Some combination of those, I think, are your starters. And again, I think it's Steph, Brandin, Kuminga, Dre, Trayce Jackson-Davis. I think that's the starting 5. And I got you to come to the end of this video. I want you to comment your thoughts on who you think is the starting 5 and what you think of what you've heard right here. Again, Warriors Digest, we break down all this news for you on a daily basis, so don't miss anything. Please subscribe, like, follow, share this with everybody. We're over 6,000 fans. Goal is to get to 7,000. We're going to keep giving you all the news season long. Warriors Digest here for you until the next episode, which probably is tomorrow. Bye, y'all.